What's up, folks? It's Dan here from BeAGameCharacter.com, and we are back again with Going Superhuman, Season 2, Episode 3. Today we are going over my volume workout from this past Sunday. And the basic idea here for this workout is going to be doing squats and overhead press. And the squats are going to be at 90% of my 5-rep max, as laid out in a Texas Method style protocol. And then the overhead press is just going to be a 5x5. We'll get to that in a bit. But so basically the idea right here is I'm doing 90% of my 5-rep max, as I mentioned. I tested my 5-rep max last Friday at 245. It's honestly probably 250, but 245 was enough work. So since I haven't lifted in a while, I just went with that as my starting point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 5 sets of 5 with that, and then move on to my upper body work. But before I do that, this is the departure from my previous program, is I'm going to be doing 1 set of heavy deadlifts, basically a 5-rep max for deadlifts. The idea here is basically you want to do a volume set on one day, then you get a day break, then you do a recovery set of just 2 sets of the exercise, squats in this case, and then you get a break day, and then you do one more workout. Your final workout for the week is a 5-rep max test, and you're going for a new 5-rep max every week basically on your squats, and also a new 5-rep max on your deadlifts on the first workout of the week. Even though you're doing them after your squats, the idea is you should still be progressing up in both. But since deadlift is going to be progressed by your squat anyway, then it doesn't really matter that much if you don't work deadlifts by themselves on this program. So you do your volume sets for your squats, and now here I'm moving on to my overhead press. You can see for my overhead press and my bench press, I'm going to stick with a 5x5 strong lifts kind of protocol, where basically I will be lifting a weight and I will go for 5x5 on that, and if I get 5 reps, 5 sets, then I up the weight by 5 pounds. Now I did not get that on this workout here, as you can probably see, but I got in, my minimum is I need to hit at least 3 reps on each set for me to count it, otherwise I'll go down in weight, and I did that and I'm happy with it. This is 120 pounds, so I'll probably be at that for another week or 2, and then I'll be bumping that up depending on how it goes. Overhead press is less of a concern for me than my bench press, my squat, and my deadlift, because again, one of my goals for 2017 is just to get that 1,000-pound total. Want to go for that quadruple digit total between bench, deadlift, and squat. So while the overhead press is nice, it's not my number 1 priority. Here's my deadlift. This is 300 pounds. Probably could have gone more, but it's just I hadn't deadlifted in forever, and it is what it is. My face looks really funny. It's also funny going back through your workouts and looking at them. You kind of notice mistakes. Maybe I'll do a mistakes show one day. That'd be kind of cool. But, errors in form. Took the skin off a burn on my arm when I was doing deadlifts. Ow. So after I get my main lifts out of the way, I progress to a supplementary work. Every workout I'll be doing some kind of back exercise. This one is going to be shoulder width pull-ups, as you can see. Sometimes I do narrow grip chin-ups, sometimes I do rows, sometimes I do hang cleans. It depends on what I'm working. The idea here is we're switching to hypertrophy style programming. So basically I'm looking for 3 sets of between 8 and 12 reps. And once I get that on, any given exercise, then I up the weight. I haven't gotten there yet for my pull-ups, but, when we do, I'll start adding weight onto it. And the idea is that while aesthetics is not my primary motivator, I do still want to develop, aesthetically speaking, as well as developing my strength and athleticism. So it's kind of like strength first, athleticism second, aesthetics third. And because of that, I still work in some... These reps are getting real ugly towards the end there. I still work in some aesthetic hypertrophy work to try and get a little muscle growth going still, while I'm continuing to increase my strength as well. Main areas that I want to focus on that is back, chest, and shoulders. So since it was overhead press day, then I move on to supplementary shoulder work. I'm going to be doing side lateral raises here first, and I believe that's at 20 pounds. And again, hypertrophy protocol, so I'm looking for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with those. And again, as with before, if I don't hit the minimum number of reps, 8 reps, then I'm going to go down in weight, but that does not happen this workout. Shoulders, I feel, my shoulders, it's one of those things that just, my shoulders never look big enough to me. I'm sure if you have ever done any kind of weightlifting or bodybuilding of any kind, you probably can sympathize. There are some parts of your body that are just like, wow, that's not big enough. Pause. So, shoulders are one of those, but I got some tips from my buddy Steve, who you've probably seen here on this channel and over on the Best Dan Wallace, to start developing my anterior deltoids, my front deltoids a bit more, to help give the delts a more rounded look, give the shoulders a more bigger rounded look. So while the side lateral raise is still king of the isolation exercise for the shoulders, in my opinion, I'm going to be moving on to front and rear delt raises superset with each other after I finish up with this exercise. Now this is a relatively light day in that I'm going for 20 pounds. I will also sometimes switch off and do a heavy day where I'm doing, instead of 3 sets of 8 to 12, I will do 3 sets of 5 and just whatever weight I can do for 3 sets of 5. But that day is not today. So here we are moving on to the front raises, and seriously, I make funny faces when I lift weights. It's hilarious. And also, again, as I lift, you can just, it's so funny when you watch yourself recorded, you just see all of the errors that you're making. I guess this is kind of like, not to, put on airs or anything, but this is kind of like what an artist feels like when they see, their own work. They say an artist is their worst critic. Artist is their own worst critic. That's kind of like what I'm looking at right here. A personal trainer is their own worst critic of their workout. I am definitely going to do a errors work along at some point in this journey, I'm sure, because I think it'd be really illustrative, because I am by no means perfect, and I think it would be good to point out errors that I make, and maybe it'll help you find folks out there notice errors that you might be making along the same lines. So I think that'd be cool. Let me know down in the comments if you think that'd be a fun idea. I am really tanked here, it looks like. This is so funny because I don't remember this feeling this hard when I was doing it, but my goodness. I'm going to go through also, I'm spitballing on the weights now, but I'm going to go through and add captions, so when you're watching this, you'll probably see the weights already listed on screen for what I'm doing, because I have them written down, but I just don't have them in my head at the moment. I got to go back and check my workout log. Oh, quick shout out. If you want to follow my workout log, head on over to facebook.com/rpgfitgroup. Or actually, I think it's Facebook/groups/rpgfitgroup. That's the official Be a Game Character Facebook group where we, help each other out, cheer each other on, log all our workouts. I post cool stuff. Some Be a Game Character stuff gets thrown up there too. So go check it out if you haven't seen it already. So so I'm supersetting the front and the rear here, just to kind of give my shoulders a final burn, and then the workout will be done after this. But I hope you enjoyed watching it so far. I'm not planning on doing work-alongs for every episode of Going Superhuman, but I'm going to do a fair number of them. And then other stuff, I'm going to sprinkle in some skill development and stuff like that, and things that I do generally to try and push my fitness beyond where it is and become, a stronger, faster, more dangerous version of myself. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. As always, remember to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.